Hi, I'm Warren Spector. I'm the General Manager and Creative Director of Junction Point, a division of Disney Interactive Studios. This is Skull Island. Obviously, it's our version of Skull Rock from Peter Pan. It's the wasteland version of that area. Here, Gus the Gremlin, who is kind of your Jiminy Cricket, you know, the guy who's your conscience and tells you things about the world, is telling you a little bit about the world. In an earlier map, you were told to continue on your journey through Wasteland, you had to raise a pirate ship that would let you sail across this deadly ocean of thinner to continue your adventure. But while you're there at Skull Island raising that ship, if you want, help out the pirates who live in Ventureland. They're being turned into robotic monsters called Beetleworks. And you have the option of helping them. Now, if you do, that's going to take you time, that's going to consume resources, that's going to put you at some risk. So you may or may not want to do it. But if you do, well, whether you do or not, that's going to change what happens when you go back to Ventureland, which is one of our quest maps. The quest maps you'll revisit over and over again, mission maps, action maps like this. You'll visit once, accomplish the required goals and maybe some of the optional ones, and then move on. So here, Mickey, these creatures you see are spatters. They are among the enemies. They're kind of the stupidest enemies in the game. Adam is choosing to friend them now. You can use paint to turn them into friends, and if you do, then they will help you out. So here is a friended spatter taking on another spatter, and you didn't have to fight them, you didn't have to take any risk, you didn't have to expend resources. You could also have just chosen to use thinner to erase that spatter, or both of those spatters, and gotten past them that way. That's a sort of a playstyle choice you can make on the fly. So here now we know they're anchors, and because they're brightly colored, you can see, okay, that is a tune anchor. That means that I can use thinner on it to erase it if I can get to it. But all this dark stuff around here, that is what we call inert, and it is immune to your core abilities. You have to find another way to deal with things that are made of inert. So here he is up here. Oh, here's another one of our enemy types. This is called a sweeper. And again, there are a variety of ways you can do it. This is, Adam just dropped a sketch of a television. We have another secondary system in the game called the sketch system. There are several of these in the game. TVs obviously distract characters. They will just go and watch, and you can just stand there and watch with them. But it's a way you can avoid fights entirely. You can go looking for every fight in the game, or you can avoid all the fights in the game, or you can friend them and have them help you out, and they just give you a little salute showing that they're now on your side. So here, this is the simplest version of the coolness that is Disney Epic Mickey. There have been games before that allow you to remove geometry, change geometry, destroy geometry. But there's never been a game that I know of that lets you bring it back. So because this is a cartoon, and because we're letting you wield the powers, the tools of the artist, you can paint things in and bring them back to glorious life, which makes the characters who live in Wasteland happier and make them like you better, which means you'll get more information, more help, learn about more missions and quests, probably even get cheaper prices in the shops, who knows, and can reveal things. But here's the thing, he just erased that to reveal a way to open up that cave that he needed to get into. So it's not that painting and thinning, drawing and erasing are good or bad, it's how and when you use them, and how often you use them, and to what purpose you use them. It's all about what you think is fun, how you want to solve game problems, not about how clever we are at setting up puzzles that require you to use your abilities in specific ways. So here again, I mean, Adam is playing a pretty friendly style here. He's friending everybody. He's using a lot of paint, so the game is actually in the background registering all of that, tracking everything you do. And there's going to come a point here. We'll see if it actually happens during this demo where Adam's going to start attracting little helpers, which we call guardians. Oh, well, we just got, okay, there we go. Because he's been, you know, kind of, I could call it helpful guy. You know, he's been helpful guy, and using a lot of paint. He attracts these guardians. Now, if he'd been going through and erasing a lot of stuff and playing a more efficient, straightforward, I just got to save, save Wasteland from the enemies that are trying to destroy it, he would have attracted different kind of guardians. And what they do is they actually help you play the way you like even better. So here he is now. Adam is, as it turns out, he's exploring one of the optional quests. Now, he could ignore all of this. He doesn't have to do this. But even in this quest, so here are these pumps. Now, Smee, in our quest map, told you if you can just somehow shut down the machine that is turning my friends into robotic monsters, that'll make me really happy and all of my friends really happy. But here, there are even two ways to do this. You can destroy the machine by using thinner, or you can use paint to restore it, to fix it. And that changes the way the story plays out too. You'll see the different ways it happens. Which way do you want to go? You want to do the help the pirates thing? Do you want to save all the pirates? Do you want to just shut down the machine the easy way? What's your pleasure? It's up to you.
Just keep going with the niceness, I think.
Go with the nice. Okay. So using paint, this will allow the machine to repair itself. Now, you notice also he ran out of paint here, so you'll recharge up to a point, but only up to a point. So now you see he's using up his paint pretty quickly, and it recharges up here, but then it stops. So there's still a benefit to going and finding things like that, where he just replenished his paint supply. So we never want players to be without the fun of drawing and erasing and painting and thinning. But we want them to think about it. We want them going, ooh, is this the place I want to spend my resources? So we have a balance of this recharge economy. Now, notice also, now he has 3 of these little guardians, and his paint supply got bigger. He's telling the game with everything he does that he likes using paint, he likes helping people, he likes solving problems in that creative, restoring, healing way. So his paint supply got bigger. We're going to help the player do more of what he likes. And we're going to give him little guardians that make it even more likely he's going to continue to play in that style. Play style matters. That's the key. And it's going to change your experience. So now when he walks around here, boom, boom, those guardians now instantly friend things. But they went away. So he's got to continue to use paint and to play in that sort of restorative way. To attract more guardians like that. Or he could change direction. He could decide, I can't figure out how to solve this problem using paint. In most games, if you reach that point where you don't know what to do or something's too hard, you stop playing. And I don't think that's right. So in this case, you can just say, it's too hard for me, I'm going to play a different way for a while. But this little sequence here, this little storytelling moment, which is supposed to be reminiscent of storyboard art brought to life. And amazingly enough, it's actually inspired by a specific artist, a Disney artist, that only one person I've ever shown this to has identified, which is really cool. I'm not going to tell you who it is. Anyway, you would have gotten a different cinematic based on your playstyle. So that's not the way. It's not possible to see everything in the game in a single playthrough. And even the end game changes. And who your friends and enemies are changed based on the choices you make minute to minute as you play through the game. So, this is one of the robotic monsters that the pirates have been turned into. We call these beetle orcs. They're made up of animatronic bits that have shown up in the Wasteland. Remember, Wasteland is a world for all of Disney's forgotten and rejected creative efforts. So when a theme park ride gets retired, like the Flying Saucers or the Nautilus ride, all that stuff shows up and it just goes pop, and it's in Wasteland. And when animatronics get replaced because their parts have worn out, poof, they show up here in Wasteland. So there are a variety of ways to deal with these guys too. Maybe that if you played this differently, that guy wouldn't have been here. But you never know. You'll have to play the game to find out. And here's a sketchy little chest. That was unusable until Adam painted it in, at which point it becomes a source of a reward. And among our collectibles, we have pins, like the one that Adam is wearing on his badge. So you'll be able to collect all sorts. People love collecting things, so we're going to give them plenty of things to collect. But also, we give. You may notice there are these red tickets that he's been collecting. That's reminiscent of the old tickets that used to be given out at Disneyland when you showed up at the park. There were A, B, C, D, and E tickets, and we have the same in the game. That's our economy. You can buy things with in quest zones using your tickets.